It's trending news from the cutting edge. What's up? What's new?
What's in?
With the Diva.
The Chemistry Diva.
Kevin, I know this is one of your favorite topic areas, what's trending now. So tell me a little bit about some of the important changes you see happening in the pharmaceutical industry today.
Well, I think the pharmaceutical industry is a victim of its own success, frankly. The number of generic options in the market and the ability of payers to exert more pressure on price and access has changed dramatically how sales reps actually operate in a clinical environment. In the old days, if you had a new launch, a new branded drug, the sales rep would be an integral component of driving sales in concert with the typical marketing functions of the company. Today, there are a whole host of issues that the sales rep can no longer control, and the ability of a sales rep to drive prescriptions really depends on their relationship building capability. So from the standpoint of what the sales rep needs to learn, in some cases it's not just what the sales rep knows, it's also how the sales rep establishes a relationship with their primary customer and also establishes a relationship with their colleagues, because in many cases when you're dealing with a customer, it's not just a customer, it's access issues all around that customer. So in some cases a team selling strategy might be necessary. So how a sales rep sells in today's environment has changed completely over the past 10 to 15 years.
So Kevin, one topic that everybody certainly is buzzing about, healthcare reform. What are the implications this is having on the selling environment?
No one really knows the actual impact of healthcare reform. We know it's happening. We know that the certain policies will have an impact on how pharma markets their products, the value proposition that they develop, but we don't really know how it's going to play out. So one big problem is uncertainty for the sales rep. From the standpoint of being a successful sales rep, I think the whole issue of risk is really, really important, because healthcare reform is now changing the way in which healthcare providers calculate what type of services they provide for their patients and at what cost. The entire calculation of how much what service they provide and when, and the price that they get for that, and what payers will reimburse has changed dramatically. And frankly, people don't really know the impact of that. The most important thing that a sales rep needs to know today, they need to understand how risk is assessed, because payers have very complex models for how they calculate the cost of a certain bundle of services. And they extrapolate that calculation out to the population that they are serving. And hopefully over time, that entire cost modeling activity will result in some shared savings that they can share with, say, an ACO. None of those models contain any variable for a specific drug. So all of those pharmacoeconomic studies that the sales rep is carrying, they do matter, but they don't necessarily matter in the way that the sales rep thinks. So understanding risk and how it's calculated and how the payer thinks is really a critical objective, not only for the sales rep, but also for the pharma company as a whole.
From the Chemistry Diva studio, until next time, be sure to stay connected with What's In at informatp.com. And that's a wrap. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me live in the studio today. We really look forward to seeing what you and your team develop in the future.
Thank you.